Football season is over, and on behalf of everyone at WagerTalk, we want to say thank you for the continued trust you put in our team of handicappers. Our ongoing success relies on the loyalty and support of customers like you. As a way to say thanks, from February 8th through the 14th, we're running a Customer Appreciation Week, and all daily pick packages at WagerTalk.com will be discounted to $9. And yes, of course, that includes any 5% best bets, normally priced at $40. Once again, thank you for your business and trust in the WagerTalk family.
All right, let's do this. It is Friday, February the 12th. Welcome in. Time for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show, powered by WagerTalk.com. Loaded card in the association tonight. We're going to bang out 4 games for you, break them down, see if we can't find any edges there. They'll include the New York Knicks, the Washington Wizards, the Bucks Jazz, maybe the game of the night, Clippers taking on the Bulls, and the Pelicans taking on the Dallas Mavericks. And here to help you go ahead and bang this all out, how about the association here that we got? Look at that at the top. Skeet Profit in the house. Still bitching and moaning about Orlando. CB Merrill in the middle. Back in the middle, Merrill. Very nice, 2 R's and 1 L. And then hitting cleanup here today, you know it is Teddy Covers in the house for you guys. So looking forward to this card tonight. Looking forward to getting to our contrarian play of the game. But, Ski, let me talk to you first, my man. How has your week been going in NBA customer appreciation, which means $9 packages all week long at WagerTalk.com? What do you got going on for us?
Well, the week started off really great. In the past 3 days, it wasn't so great. So we'll look to get back on track today. And I don't have a package up. I guess I'll look into putting one up after this show. But I did send out maybe 4 or 5 plays to subscribers. I've been doing high volume lately, so that's about what I've been doing every day.
All right, good stuff there. And Stevie, what's going on? I see you got dressed up for us here today on Friday. Thank you very much for that, man. I'm not, you got the old Tom Arnold sweatshirt going on, but how you been, man? How's your NBA, how's your college basketball, all that good stuff been going?
Yeah, we've got ice and snow here on the East Coast on Friday, so I had a triple layer. You might not see any green today. There's a little bit of green here on the it's still William and Mary attire for those that watch on a regular basis. But, yeah, I got a hood and I got some extra insulation on. But I've been red hot in college hoops. That's been keeping me warm, Joe. Won again last night, now 42-15 on the season. Just been a remarkable run. NBA is up a couple over the last week or so, and I do have an NBA best bet tonight. That's actually the strongest play tonight at WagerTalk.com, and it's still just $9. So fantastic value at WagerTalk.com.
Love that. And hitting cleanup, there he is, Teddy Covers. Teddy, my man, has the week been treating you? What do you got going on heading into tonight?
So the NBA has been real good. I think, 73% over the last 6 days and 60% dating back to August. That's more than 100 plays now. So I have no complaints. Well, you always have complaints with the association because there are always games where the last minute or two don't go your way, like the Orlando Magic coming in through the back door last night against Golden State. So there's always complaints, but I'm running good in the NBA, and I've got 2 plays up and available for tonight. Both games we're going to talk about on the show today. Unfortunately, my college hoops has gone in the other direction as Merrill's. I haven't won a game all week, and I'm finding new and interesting ways to lose. We passed today in college basketball.
Well, listen, it's the association's loaded enough here tonight. I think we can find some edges here, break down these games for you guys. Once again, Customer Appreciation Week, $9 right now. Packages locked and loaded at Wager Talk for all 3 of these guys. Get to Ski Profits page, get to Stevie Merrill's page, get to Teddy Covers page. Let's make it a profitable Friday as we head into this weekend. And, of course, let's talk about our contrarian play of the day, the game of the day. It hit again last night, as you heard Teddy talk about. We looked at that Orlando Magic and Golden State Warriors game. It did ended up covering the Orlando Magic, and now 18-7 on the year here on the show for our contrarian games. And tonight, the game where it's been interesting last 24 hours. It involves the New York Knickerbockers and the Washington Wizards. Now, this game originally opened up when it first hit the market. It was -1 Wizards, and then we learned about Beal not playing. He was going to rest, and then everything kind of went crazy from there. But as we stand right now, The New York Knicks are a 2.5-point favorite in this one. So, Ski, I'm going to start with you, my man. And listen, this Wizards team, no Beal. Russell Westbrook, we know he's not exactly, he doesn't exactly scream, make it rain with this Wizards team. But I don't know. Do you agree with the move with Beal not being in? Do you trust this New York Knicks team?
No, I don't agree with it. I mean, I agree with the move, but I don't trust you worded it wrong. You kind of confused me. I don't trust the Wizards.
Okay. The Knicks you trust.
I mean, I'm not going to run to the window to back the Knicks every day, but I'm just saying, the guy I trust the least, and I'm sure maybe somebody else will agree with me, it's going to be Russell Westbrook. Wizards 2-13 whenever he plays straight up, 4-11 against the spread. And so he doesn't play. They beat Chicago. They cover. They allow 100 points. Rest plays against the Raptors. They get blown out. They don't cover. They allow 137. I'll take the Knicks tonight.
It's, you look at the numbers. I understand the move here, Steve. The Wizards not good at home at all. Who knows if there's some turmoil going on in there. Bradley Beal, I want to stay, maybe traded, whatever. How do you look at this game here tonight? You have been a bit of a critic about the Knicks over the last couple of months, but you like them in this matchup tonight.
Well, yeah, but as you know, I used them, was it this week? I know one of the last two shows I was on, I used them as that best bet in that quick revenge spot, and they won. And then I think a week before that I used them. So, no, what I've said about the Knicks all along, and Teddy and I talked about this a few weeks ago here on this show, is I think at some point they will fade, and maybe they stop playing that hard-nosed defense. But as of now, I guess they're still in the playoff race at 11 and 15 because the East is so weak on the bottom half there. But their defense has started to fade, and that's a concern. They've given up over 45% shooting the last 5 games. But look at the Wizards for their last 5 games. They've shot 42% or worse in 4 of the last 5. They've gone under in 4 of the last 5, so not a coincidence there. They're no longer that over machine they were at the beginning of the season. I don't want anything to do with this game. I would probably play the Knicks if I had to play it, so I'm not going to agree with the contrarian play, but it's not a game I'm involved with tonight. But I need more than just a couple points to back this Wizards team right now against anybody.
All right, and you guys don't know it right now, but Teddy Covers has his Russell Westbrook jersey under his jacket there. So, Teddy, where are you going? Do you agree with the move, number one, or is this a contrarian side for you?
So this wasn't money that moved the number. Washington opened -1, and then Beal was announced out. The books took it off the board, and it opened Knicks -3.5 in some spots. We've actually seen Wizards money come in. So in terms of there are some days where there is a clear contrarian play where the markets are moving and everyone's betting this one side, and that's just the way it is. I don't see this as one of those games. So if ever I was going to step in front of a contrarian play, it might be this one. 2 things for me to consider. One is that, honestly, you know me, I spend all I do is watch basketball every night. I got 3 TVs going. I watched the Wizards and Raptors play earlier in the week, and I honestly don't think I've seen a team look worse this year than Washington did in that game. They came out and they were not, it wasn't ready here. Both ends of the floor looked completely lost. And every time the ball was in Westbrook's hands, instead of finding a teammate, he was jacking up a shot. I don't want Washington. I really don't without Bradley Beal on the lineup. At the same time, the Knicks have 1 point spread cover as a favorite this year. They're not a team I trust. It's a clear pass for me.
Pass it is. All right, guys. We got a couple of featured games here tonight as well that don't involve the Knicks or the Wizards or Beal or Westbrook or, hell, 100-year-old Derrick Rose. We do have the game of the night, though. And let's be realistic. Looking forward to this one. How about the Bucks taking on the Jazz? What do you got? Utah, maybe the hottest team in the West, even against the Lakers. And the Milwaukee Bucks here. Small number, 1.5. It's kind of been bouncing a little bit as far as the money goes here. I'm seeing 2.5s now, pretty much steady across the board for Utah. 233 for a total. So Stevie in the middle there, 2 R's, 1 L. Steve Merrill. Are you leaning one way or the other? How do you go about this game here tonight?
Yeah, 2 R's in the middle, so you got it exactly right. It's nice to be back in the middle. Maybe we'll try to catch a middle with this total real quickly. I'm saying 233, I'm saying 234 These are bettable numbers at different Vegas casinos, offshore U.S. So this total is strange, and it's a high-profile game. That's what we often get. It does look like the public, by the way, is on the over. The more square books are 234, sharper books are 233. So we could get a total middle here. But as far as the side goes, I'm waiting for Utah to cool off. But as you guys know, I don't like to try to catch a falling knife. It's a financial analogy I use in the markets. It applies here too. They've been red hot. I tried to catch that falling knife with Boston the other night against them. It did not work out, and I should have known better. Celtics +6. I was doing the show that night here. I mentioned I liked them. They lost that game by double digits. Utah has just been a point spread machine, and it's not cool at all. They've covered 4 straight. They've won 5 straight. They've won 14 out of 15 straight up or something like that going back to this game. It's a high-profile focus game at spot at home. But then again, do you want to fade the Milwaukee Bucks off a loss now as an underdog? I mean, this is a spot I usually look to play Class A teams. So I'm staying away from the side of this one. I do like the under, though. I think this will be a hard-nosed playoff-style game, and that's a big total. And once again, 233s out there at sharp books. I'm seeing 234s at some square books. So I like that under 234 if you shop around in this one.
No Holiday, no Conley for these guys in this game for both these teams here, Teddy. How are you going to approach it, total or from the side?
Well, I mean, the Bucks haven't had a huge issue without Holiday on the floor. And when you look at Milwaukee's numbers, the advanced metric numbers, they've actually been weaker with Holiday at the point this year, particularly on the defensive end, than they were with Bledsoe at the point last year. So in terms of impact injuries, I'm not looking at it. For as good as Drew Holiday has played, we've seen the Bucks play just fine without him. And the advanced metrics show they're not great with him on the floor. All that said, the Bucks have been feasting on the weak and struggling against the strong. Not even the strong. Look at Milwaukee in all the games where they're favored by 8 or more versus in the games where they're favored 7.5 or less. All right, and they're dogs tonight. I think they're dogs. They might have been dogs once before this season, but they're certainly not dogs very often. The Bucks are killing all the teams they're supposed to kill. That offense is still lighting it up, and it's Milwaukee, and they're dominating the weaker opponents. In games where they've been minus 7.5 or lower, 3-8 against the spread, and tonight they're going against the hottest team in the league. So yeah, you see all those nice big W's on there where it's -10 and -11 and -9 and -10, -12. Yeah, they're covering those. Not much when the point spreads are shorter. When Milwaukee played Utah just a couple weeks ago, Giannis had a huge game. Middleton has a huge game. Lopez is draining threes. Holiday's draining threes. And the Jazz win by double digits in Milwaukee.
Got to come back to reality at some point, Ski, this Utah team, don't they? Or is this not the game to expect that?
I honestly think, I heard Stevie Middle say it, and I think I honestly got it from Teddy, though. But I'm not catching the falling knife. They've covered, 15-1-1 against the spread the last 17? I don't want any part of stepping in front of that. And I'm not going to repeat everything that Teddy said, but looking at Milwaukee as a dog, I think they've only covered 2 of their last 9. So it's not something I want to get in front of from a side perspective. The total, I agree with what Steve said. My number for the game is 227. I think both teams will play a little bit more defense in this one than usual versus like those teams that Teddy said, the lower competition where they can just run up and down and blow them out. So I would lean more towards the under as well. And the more I think about it, like I kind of was honestly just looking it up right now when they were talking. No Drew Holiday. And since that has happened, Chris Middleton, he's been more of like the primary playmaker. He's had 11 assists. He's had 12 assists. His assist total is 6.5 tonight. They still don't have Drew Holiday. What's going to change from him getting double digits assists? So I think he'll get this one tonight, over 6.5 assists.
Over 6.5 assists. Love that. All right, guys, we got another game here featured. We want to talk a little bit about two very interesting teams here. Interesting matchup. Certainly the market thinks so. Let's talk about these Bulls again and the Clippers, who will be without, I believe, Paul George for the third game. They had to come back the other night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thank goodness for Kawhi Leonard. Patrick Beverley seems to have worked his way back into the lineup. He's not hurt. So the Bulls can score some points. They're not a favorite at home here, Teddy, which is always the kiss of death with this Bulls team. It opens up 6.5. I'm seeing 7.5, and an awful lot of tickets and money backing the Clippers on the road. How do you approach it?
So Chicago is coming off about as good a game as they can have. I mean, literally. What they hit 25 3-pointers against New Orleans the other night with 23 or 25. It was 25 of 47 from 3-point range, 59% from the field overall, 36 assists in the game. You know, everyone was hitting. And, you know, the starting backcourt of White and Levine, both hitting 8. Well, Levine hit 9. So a combined 17 3-pointers. I think it was the first time in Bulls history that they had an offensive showing like that. Do I expect Chicago to do that twice in a row? I do not. And the problem, though, getting with the Clips, what we saw from the Clips in their last game is exactly the way the Clips have played. When, you know, I talked about how Milwaukee isn't stepping up well against the good teams, but dominating the weak teams. The Clips might be the opposite of that. You know, I want the Clips in statement games, but when they face a lesser opponent, we've seen it repeatedly this year and last. You don't get that 48 minutes of concerted effort, and I do worry about the Clips being flat tonight. They've been flat in games like this more than once this season. Pass for me.
Ski, it's tough. The Bulls have shown flashes of greatness. The problem is they're so inconsistent. They're not great coming off of a win as well, especially by double digits like they did against that New Orleans team. They held them to 14 points in that one quarter. It was crazy. But do they build on that and keep it rolling in this game, or are you just looking at the Clippers and saying absolutely not?
I'm over here looking on the side and just counting up really quick. You know, I have to run my trusty SDQL.
Oh, here it is.
Just check how the Clippers are doing without Paul George, and just so I can get the number correct, because I know they're not good without him. They've covered one game out of the last 9 without Paul George. I don't want them. I know the number is 7.5, but I mean, Teddy, they've only covered one of the last 5 games in general. And Teddy said that you want the Clippers when they're healthy and when they're playing the better teams. And I don't necessarily love the Bulls at the same time, but it's just, I can't take the Clippers without Paul George. So that's the way I look in that one. And as far as the total, I probably think I don't have a strong lean. I'll just rock with the Bulls. Don't love this game.
All right, going with the Bulls. Both teams, Stevie, missing some guys, some key performers, obviously. But when you look at this Bulls team and what they're coming off of, let down, how are you going to look at this game?
Yeah, I just lost a big wager. I had that Ski would not say SDQL during the show today, so that just cost me some money right there. I laid some heavy juice on that one. So Ski was on the other side, obviously being the sharp money that he is. But no, I love it. I love the database. One thing that's interesting about the Clippers, as Teddy said, is they obviously are kind of going through the motions. That's what I expected. You know, when we did the preview show earlier this year, when Andy Lang, myself, and Tony Mejia were on with the preview show, and we talked about kind of these big boy teams going through the motions. Andrew McGinnis was there as well, and we all agreed with like the unders for the Bucks, Lakers, Clippers. They're just waiting for the postseason. My concern with the Clippers, though, is can they turn it on? Because they kind of, fell flat last year in the postseason in that Denver series. But then you look at Chicago. Let's look at their recent games. They played the Wizards, the Magic twice, the Knicks twice. You have to go all the way back to like the end of January when they lost to Portland. They lost to Boston by 16, lost to the Lakers by 11. Chicago has not stepped up when facing good teams like the Clippers. So this is a tough spot all around. I think the safer play is probably the total here. I'd be looking more at the over. If the Clippers do go through the motions, I think they maybe are a little lax on defense, and that probably helps the scoring in this one.
Can't wait to watch Patrick Beverley over Zach LaVine. It should be a great matchup here tonight. Let's see if he drops 46 with Mr. Bug Eyes all over him there. All right, guys, we do have one more game. We'll have our best bets. That, of course, being overtime. But I do want to remind you guys, Customer Appreciation Week, it's been there all week. It will continue through the weekend, especially tonight. The opportunity for you to grab the best bets here from all 3 of these gentlemen at WagerTalk.com. Packages, just $9 here, guys, is a way to say thank you for the support over the last couple of years. You guys have been great. Just head over to WagerTalk.com. You can head over to SportsMemo.com as well and get Teddy. Bottom line, customer appreciation packages, just $9. All right, let's take a look at this overtime game here today. And should not surprise anybody, at least I don't think it's going to, when you look at this New Orleans team who has put up some points. Mavericks also been inconsistent, but capable of a ton of points here. I'm seeing a total at 232.5. I'm seeing actually 233s as well in one or two places. Interesting enough, I mean, the number is kind of stagnant here. But, Teddy, I'm going to start with you, man. Is it over or not in this game? Do you trust either of these defenses enough to be able to look at the under?
Yeah, I'd rather have under than over in this game. And that comes knowing full well that Dallas has just cashed 5 overs in a row, 4 of them, by 15 points or more. So Dallas has certainly been trending in the over direction. However, who'd they play during this span? They played the Hawks twice. They pushed pace. They played the Warriors twice, and Steph was hitting. And they played Minnesota. Didn't play a lick of defense. New Orleans is coming off a very bad game at Chicago, a game we just talked about a moment ago, breaking down the Bulls and the Clippers. Stan Van Gundy not amused by their defensive effort in that contest. I would anticipate New Orleans playing a little bit more defense this time around. And Dallas, again, prior to this current run, were against numerous fast-paced, weak defensive, strong offensive teams. Prior to that, they've been trending under all year long. So I would lean under here before I got to the window, betting this one over the total.
All right. And Stevie in the middle, how about another double or nothing that Ski says SDQL in this game? Let me ask you, though, first, and I'll split it with you, Ski. Let me ask you, man, when it comes to defenses in these two games, or really, he brings up a good point. Do you trust the offenses to both deliver in this matchup to get this game, let's say, into 240s?
Joe, you don't even know how to spell SDQL, so let's not kid ourselves.
I can clap it out. I can SQ.
Homer Simpson. I am so smart. SMRT. That's one of my favorites. Teddy brings up a good point. You have to look at those last 5 straight overs, but they've played basically the same teams in all those games. Golden State twice, Atlanta twice, Minnesota once out of those. And then before that, they played Phoenix twice, Utah's twice. And those games are much lower scoring, 217, 216, 220, 221. So they all would have stayed under this total. On the season, Dallas is only averaging about 225-ish, I believe. And, New Orleans is around that 225 mark as well. So I do think this is a little inflated. It's one of the rare times I would not be on the over. Almost every year it's been over or pass for me. This one would actually probably be under or pass. So I kind of agree with Teddy on this one.
Can you make it 3 for 3? What do you think here, Ski? Under or nothing for you on this one?
I disagree. And I hear them saying that Dallas is playing these same weak teams, but if they're playing weak teams, why can't they play any defense? They're the second worst defensive rated team over the last 5 games. And you combine that with them playing the second fastest pace. I see New Orleans, who's the number 1 offensive rated team over the last 5 games, scoring some points tonight. So I would be looking for over or not. I know the number, you're not getting a discount. The number is not where I would put it at, but I still over or not for me. I can't get there with the under in this game.
Oh, all right, going over. And what's, just real quick, the name of that database you use? What is it called again? It's the...
I didn't hear a bit. I was going to split it with you, Joe.
We were just getting it anyway. Ridiculous. Guy got dressed up and everything for us here in the middle. All right, guys, it is buzzer beater time. You know how it works. 60 seconds on the clock. Each of them gets the full 60 seconds to do what they want with, as long as they deliver us a best bet. So we're going to start with you, Ski, up at the top here, my man, because I know this is a guaranteed 3. Nothing but net here, my friend. Talk to me. Where are you going here? Best bet tonight.
Yeah, I guess I'll be like Tony Finn yesterday. I don't like to be told what to do because I guess I'll stay in the same game. I'll stay in the same game. And I'm going to look at the side, though.
Ooh.
And Dallas, they've covered 1 out of their last 11 games. They've won 3 straight. I'm just not buying it. Until they show me they're 1-9 as a home favorite, until they start to cover some of these numbers and win by margin, I'm not buying it. The Pelicans have shown that they can play better. They've covered 4 out of the last 5. The only game they didn't cover was on the second of a back-to-back, where I feel like in the second half they just had tired legs. So I like New Orleans in this one. The spot for Dallas that I like to fade is rested home teams that won their last game as a favorite, but had to come back double digits to do so. Those teams are 18 and 39 against the spread. You fade Dallas tonight. And also that overtime game, it works for that as well. The over is 38 and 18. So New Orleans.
Oh, man. Did you? Wow. He almost fumbled it away. It was almost a turnover at the end. My word.
Down. My goodness.
Can we run? Let's go. All right, listen, I was waiting for you to be able to hit nothing but net, but you didn't. So now I got to go to Teddy because I know there's going to be nothing but net here. So, Teddy, help us out, man. 60 seconds on the clock. Your buzzer beater. Where you going tonight?
Let's go to the Charlotte and Minnesota game. Marquee matchup on Friday night. And here's a story where Hornets head coach James Borrego, it's about a week and a half ago, made a concerted effort to get his team to start pushing pace. And lo and behold, Charlotte was winning games, covering point spreads. I've got them at 5-3 ATS last 8. 5-3 straight up last 8. It's working, pushing the tempo. Last 4 games, 121 against Utah, 119 against Washington, 119 against Houston, 114 against Memphis. I'm expecting more of the same tonight against Minnesota. I'm looking for pushing pace for Charlotte. They're an over or pass team for me, which means I'm betting them over. 228.5 against the T-Wolves this evening.
Woo! Look at that. You see that, Ski? How smooth that was? He dribbled around a little bit, and then he just took it right down. Nothing but nets. Can't tell you what the hell we're going to get from Stevie Middle here, man. 2 R's, 1 A, Steve Merrill. Go ahead, give him 60 seconds on the clock. We know he likes to dribble around and run around, shake hands, sign autographs. I hope he gets to a best bet. So what do you got for us here tonight, my man?
I just had a great idea. I need to teach the SDQL to sign the autographs for me. That would really the extra time to do more SDQLing. But yeah, hey, look, since the shenanigans began, I think I've won 4 or 5 straight, at least 4 straight, and maybe it's 5 straight NBA best bets. And now you put me in the middle. So let's hope that doesn't change anything. But I'm going to use one we talked about earlier, and that's the under in the Milwaukee-Utah game. I know Ski agreed as well. Hey, look, it's 233 out there in some spots. It is still 234 in some of the more public books. We'll say 233.5 to be fair for the show, but shop around, and you very well might catch a middle on this. But I like 2 Class A teams in a focused spot tonight. High-profile game. We usually get more defense in that situation. And Utah hit 25 three-pointers in that meeting earlier last January. 38 combined for the 2 teams. Hey, if that happens again, it's not going under. I don't think that happens again. And with my remaining 10 seconds, I put the hood on tonight, Jay, because I'm ready. I'm not going to let Ski finish that way.
Oh, no.
He gets the orange ball. I'm giving him another chance to win the game.
Oh,
Ski,
no. Buzz him. Buzz him.
Look, it's right
God almighty. What was
right
that?
I appreciate it.
Oh, brick. Total brick.
No, Ski, get the ball. It's next to you. Right next to you.
Disgusting. Ridiculous. I don't even want to hear it.
Steve,
Let's
looking out for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he is. He's always looking out for you. Ridiculous. Let's look at the recap here. Come on, give me those best bets. Pelicans 3. If you are Ski, I'm a poet, didn't know it. Love it. Steve Merrill, Bucks, Jazz. Actually, a couple of guys, Bucks, Jazz under 233.5. Teddy going to the Hornets and Timberwolves. Expect some points tonight. 228.5. The contrarian game was the Wizards at home taking on the New York Nets with no Beal. Wizards currently getting 2.5 as a home dog. So, guys, don't forget, WagerTalk.com, the ability for you to get $9 packages here tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. It ends on Sunday. Customer appreciation, the opportunity. Get their packages all weekend long for just $9. It's awesome. Tonight, they are locked and loaded. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Customer appreciation. Take advantage for $9, and let's make it a profitable start to the weekend. So on behalf of Ski Profit, Stevie Merrill in the middle, 2 R's, 1 L, and the man, cleanup hitter, Teddy Covers. Right, guys? Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for making us a part of it. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Let's win some games. Come back and join us on Monday. We'll do it all over again. Best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
We're just getting started with one of the busiest betting periods of the year. The heart of conference play in college hoops and the NBA and NHL are in action daily. Our golf handicappers prove that golf matchups can be beat, and our NASCAR guys can't wait until February 14th for the Daytona 500. Toss in soccer, MMA, and even player props, and the experts at Sports Memo have you covered. Get select Sports Memo handicappers for a full week, 7 days of all access, all just for $49 each. You heard me right, just $7 per day. Get every pick they release in every sport, including any 5% best bet. To redeem this offer, just go to sportsmemo.com, choose your handicapper, and use coupon NEXT49 when purchasing a 7-day all-access pass. This coupon has limited use, but expires this Sunday with no exceptions, so act fast.